Hi, my name is Nabria, and I'm going to be previewing Chapter 7, The Individual Unconscious. This chapter explores how parts of our psyche that we don't notice consciously still shape how we work, relate, and make decisions in organizations. Chapter 7 offers insight of how employees' sense of self intertwines with their professional roles. The chapter goes beyond formal structures or task lists to explore how individuals construct meaning, internalize roles, and negotiate their identities in relation to organizational expectations. What resonated with me most was the idea that employees do not simply perform tasks, they become their roles. In this chapter, RD dives into the individual unconscious, the parts of the mind that influence thinking and behavior below the surface of awareness within an organizational setting. This isn't about what people intend to do, but what influences them even when they're not aware of it. If you think about like your mind like an iceberg, only a small part, which is your conscious, is visible, but a much larger part, which is the unconscious, lies underneath. This hidden part can influence how someone reacts to conflict, authority, expectations, and stress. Unconscious does influence your behavior, whether you realize it or not. RD describes how the unconscious influences this behavior in the workplace, which includes fears, assumptions, and ways people interact with others on a daily basis. I particularly appreciated this part of the chapter because I like working in a nursing home, assisted living facility, whatever you want to call it. It like I deal with this on a daily basis. Like the unconscious, the conscious, I deal with it all. This chapter explains that individual unconscious processes can create shared fears and defensive responses among people in an organization, leading to patterns of behavior that aren't spoken about but are felt, like resistance to change or anxiety under stress. It also highlights the different personality styles that show up in work environments and how unconscious aspects of personality shape working relationships and leadership behaviors. This matters in organizations because you're not going to get along with everybody. You're not. So you have to learn to adapt and learn to basically like work together through all the tension, all the stress, and all the conflict, all the workplace tension that doesn't come from just tasks or roles, but from underlying psychological dynamics that we don't consciously recognize. And by understanding the unconscious, we can better understand why conflicts reemerge or why communication breaks down. For example, two employees might disagree over something, but unconscious anxieties like fear or failure or hidden insecurity can be driving the conflict. Like, it's not just about what is actually happening, but it's about the underlying layers of it all. And if you read chapter 6, you know that they discuss the unconscious anxieties in organizations more broadly. Chapter 7 just builds on that by focusing specifically on individual unconscious. And if you think of the sequence of unconscious, individual, and then group unconscious, it helps you like really see how deep psychological dynamics scale from one person to an entire organization. And before I go, I just wanted to give you some quick tips before you read chapter 7. I would pay attention to how the unconscious is not the same as emotions. It's deeper and hidden. Like, it's not the same. There's a clear difference. And when you pay attention, you're going to see that it is all going to reveal itself in the chapter. I also want you to think about real world examples where people react without knowing why. That's often how unconscious works at work. And look for how unconscious patterns influence leadership, conflict, and decision making. I think these are 3 good tips for going into the chapter and really getting a deep understanding of it. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps you with chapter 7.